triumphant god, a tale of Ganesh Chaturthi. In the bustling heart of Mumbai, where the humid air carried the scent of monsoon rains and street food, lived a young boy named Arjun. At 12 years old, Arjun was a bundle of curiosity wrapped in the vibrant chaos of city life. His family resided in a modest apartment in the crowded suburb of Dadar, a place where ancient traditions danced with modern skyscrapers. It was the month of Bhadrapada, and the city was alive with anticipation for Ganesh Chaturthi, the grand festival honoring Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and the god of new beginnings. Arjun's grandmother, whom everyone called Aji, was the keeper of family law. She had lived through 7 decades of festivals, each one etched into her memory, like the intricate designs on a rangoli. Beta, she would say, her voice crackling like old parchment. Ganesh Chaturthi isn't just a celebration, it's a reminder that even the mightiest gods start small. Arjun loved her stories, especially the one about how Ganesha got his elephant head, crafted by Lord Shiva after a fateful misunderstanding with his wife Parvati. But this year the festival felt different. Arjun's father Rajesh, a hard-working accountant, had lost his job due to the economic slump, and the family's finances were stretched thin. The usual grandeur of bringing home a massive clay idol seemed out of reach. As the festival approached, the streets transformed. Vendors lined the sidewalks with colorful stalls selling eco-friendly Ganesha idols made from clay and natural dyes, a shift from the polluting plaster of Paris ones of yesteryears. The air buzzed with the rhythmic beats of dhol drums from pandals, temporary pavilions where communities installed enormous idols. Arjun wandered through the markets with his best friend Priya, a spirited girl from the neighboring building. "Look at that one," Priya exclaimed, pointing to a towering idol adorned with gold leaf and garlands of marigolds. "It's as big as an elephant." Arjun chuckled, but his mind was elsewhere. "Aji says we might not get an idol this year. Baba says it's too expensive." Priya's eyes widened. "But Ganpati Bappa has to come. Without him, how will we remove our obstacles?" She grabbed his hand and pulled him toward a smaller stall. There, amidst the chaos, sat a humble artisan named Shankar, molding clay with hands weathered by years of devotion. Shankar's idols were simple, unadorned, but they captured Ganesha's essence. The pot-belly symbolizing prosperity, the mouse vehicle representing humility, and the broken tusk a testament to sacrifice. Inspired, Arjun decided to make his own idol. He gathered clay from the nearby riverbank, mixing it with turmeric and sandalwood paste as Aji instructed. "Remember, child," she said, sitting on her worn charpoy. "Ganesha was born from Parvati's own creation. He guards the threshold, just like our hopes." Over the next few days, Arjun sculpted under the dim light of their balcony. His fingers ached, but the form took shape. A chubby figure with large ears to listen to prayers, small eyes for focus, and a trunk curved like a blessing. On the eve of Chaturthi, the family gathered for the Prana Pratishtha, the ritual to infuse life into the idol. Rajesh, though very, joined in, lighting incense that filled the room with sweet smoke. Aji chanted mantras, Vakratunda Mehkaya Suryakoti Samprabha. The words vibrated through Arjun, igniting a spark of faith. They offered modaks, steamed dumplings filled with coconut and jaggery, Ganesha's favorite sweet. As the family feasted on simple vegetarian fare, stories flowed. Rajesh shared how, as a boy, he once got lost in a procession and prayed to Ganesha, only to find his way home miraculously. But the festival's magic was just beginning. That night, Arjun dreamed of Ganesha himself, riding his mouse through Mumbai's flooded streets, whispering, "Obstacles are illusions. Wisdom is the key." Waking with renewed energy, Arjun convinced his family to join the community pandal. The pandal in Dadar was a spectacle, a 20-foot idol bedecked in jewels, surrounded by devotees singing aartis. The air thrummed with Ganpati Bappa Moria, a chant invoking Ganesha's grace. Amid the crowd, Arjun met an old man named Vishnu, a storyteller who roamed pandals sharing tales. Vishnu's eyes twinkled as he recounted the legend of Ganesh Chaturthi. "Long ago," he began, his voice rising above the din, "Lord Ganesha was appointed the leader of the Ganas by Shiva. But his birthday marks the day when devotees invite him into their homes for 1.5, 3, 5, 7, or